Hi Libra, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is a reading for the week ahead. I've literally just had Sugar Daddy shout in my head. I don't know why. As I pressed the button, it just went, Sugar Daddy. I don't know what that's about. Weird. Yeah, so anyway, this is your reading for the week ahead. All the normal housekeeping is down below. Let's see what you've got for the week. So you have the Devil. So maybe you do have a sugar daddy and you need to reassess that situation. You have the Devil, but you also have the Sun has come out on the bottom. The Devil is all about working on your shadow side. So aspects or traumas of your personality, your past, that you kind of need to work on because you may have developed what we call codependency issues. So it could be that you've taken up other things as an emotional crutch to support you from those the pain caused by those traumas. So it could be substances, it could be shopping, it could be collecting tarot decks, which is apparently what I do, to heal anything that's not. If I'm not happy, I just buy another tarot deck or buy another pair of shoes. So mine is shopping and eating chocolate. But we all have that emotional crutch that we have, that when we're not quite happy, we're not quite confident in ourselves, we kind of turn to make ourselves feel better. And inevitably, most of the time, whatever it is we turn to makes us feel worse. Because like in my case, if I buy another tarot deck, I've spent money that I do have, but I could use that money to take us out for the day, to go and get ice creams. That's about all we can do right now, is get a takeaway. So I could literally take the kids to McDonald's for a treat, but instead I've bought a tarot deck. So in some ways that's healthy, but listen to me, trying to justify. In some ways that's healthy because my kid doesn't eat junk food. It's almost like you tell yourself, but that's fine. It could be worse because, you know, I'm not poor. I can afford it to buy this. And the fact is that yes, you're fine to buy it, and that's absolutely fine if it's a healthy thing that you're buying. Or turning to. I don't need it, but every time something bad happens or you have a crisis of confidence, or that trigger is triggered, bang, you go and do it, whether that's just have a bottle of wine for the evening or binge out on some cake. Who doesn't love cake? Like I said, buy shoes, buy yourself a new outfit, buy yourself something special, whatever it is, it needs kind of, it haunts you. So in my case, I mean, I'm not as bad as I used to be by any means. Years ago, I got myself into horrific debt because I just kept buying things to make myself feel better, because I'd just come out of a, well, even during the horrific relationship, I got myself into a lot of debt. That was through just supporting two people and being the only one that did. But anyway, afterwards I would still keep buying things. I still kept buying shoes, I still kept buying clothes, I still kept buying it was random. I would buy myself little figures and stuff that, I know I have my Kakeshi doll up there, but that was part of a tarot deck that I bought, and I'm trying to justify it. But anyway, because all I was doing, I felt so crap within myself that I bought myself something to cheer myself up. But as I was cheering myself up, at that point, I couldn't afford to buy myself something new. So I was just getting myself more and more and more and more in debt. I would just take out another credit card and buy myself something else that made me feel better. And I got myself into a complete shit stink of debt. So like I said, yes, every once in a while, you might go, oh, but I did that just to make myself feel better and I felt better. But did you feel better? Because if it's like, well, I binged out on chocolate for a week straight, that's great. But I think that then possibly led to like you breaking out in spots, and then you're like, well, I've broken out in spots, and that just is a detriment to it. You sort of think, well, what did I do that for? It always does that. Or you've put on a little bit of weight and you're like, oh, now I've got to lose that weight again. I'm all for having a little treat now and then. I mean, I'm not in any way obsessing about weight loss. That isn't what I mean. What I mean is that when you use this emotional crutch, there is some element to it that you never quite gain from it. I think you're not seeing the negative connotations of using that crutch. Equally, while you're using a crutch and you're just not processing that trauma and you're not dealing with the ghosts that fly that are down below you, that you hide beneath the surface, because the waters are your emotions. The trauma that you hide, the pain that you hide, it's always going to surface. It's always going to trigger you until you deal with it. While you use a crutch, you are not dealing with it. You are not processing that pain, and you kind of need to get to the point where you are processing that pain, because once you do, oh my God, freedom, joy, release. And again, if this is like an emotional trigger from childhood, oh my God, if you're concerned about the cycle repeating with you, I'm literally getting the cycle needs to break with me. It's going to break with you. You just need to deal with the trauma. Whether that's you get help for what those crutches are, and you find a new way of process and deal with those emotions and triggers and trauma, and either find a healthy coping mechanism through getting help with therapy if it's appropriate, or getting the relevant medical help. Absolutely, always go and get that medical advice. I would always recommend that. It's okay to ask for help. I think you don't ask for help, and as a result you rely on these crutches rather than asking someone to help you try and fix yourself. It's not that you want them to fix you, it's not that they fix you, because it's giving you the tools to help heal yourself. And I'm not going to use the word fix, because the word fix implies that there is something really wrong with you, and there isn't. You have trauma and you have triggers, and when that trauma is triggered, that's when you go to this crutch. That's when you have a healthier but not healthy way of dealing with this trauma and the triggers when it happens, and the resulting feelings and emotions it has within you. When you finally deal with those ghosts, those hidden emotional traumas that you hide, you can have freedom, and the cycle will break with you. Look how open and happy. Look at that child, all happy. The Sun is the best card on the deck, and it's emotional freedom. It's joy, literal joy. And I think you will experience true joy because you've experienced true darkness and sadness. You can experience the opposite end of it and experience true joy, but only once you acknowledge those ghosts and deal with them properly, instead of allowing yourself to hide, to tie yourself to the devil, so to speak, and not acknowledge it and not deal with it. I'm going to get you a Spirit Animal Wisdom card. Can I have a Spirit Wisdom Animal card for Libra, please? Can I have a card for Libra? Thank you. So we have Starfish, Intuition, listen to your soul's truth, think less, feel more. I think you know that already, that this isn't, also you've got the Lion on the bottom, which is honor your soul and celebrate its journey. Just because this shit happened to you, it doesn't make you any less worthy. And I think you worry that because this happened to you, and if you have to acknowledge it, and especially if it's like an abuse that happened to you, in my case it was domestic abuse, and wow, it made me feel like I wasn't worthy as a person, that I was grateful that this person even looked at me, let alone was with me, and they had got me to that point. And whatever else happened on top of that, it was a result of that crisis of confidence. It's taken a lot of therapy and a lot of treatment to get to the point where that doesn't trigger me anymore, to the point where I walked past the person 4 times apparently on one day and didn't even see them, literally didn't even see them at an event. Apparently they saw me every time and looked at me, and I said to my husband, you know, how did I look? And he went, you've never looked more Kayleigh. So I was happy and joy and sunshine, like that joy card. Once those old traumas had been healed, and don't get me wrong, I've still got stuff to process, but it's not as deep and dark as that, clearly, because I keep buying tarot cards. There's stuff I still have to process. But again, that's just learning to love yourself, but that all, even though that horrific thing happens to me, and sometimes I feel really embarrassed that I allowed that to happen to myself. What I don't give myself credit for is I survived that. I got through that. I have processed that trauma. I have moved forward with my life. I am a completely different person to the person I was 15 years ago. in the best way, but I'm only this person now because of what I went through, my journey that my soul has been through. Oh my God, it was horrific, but oh my God, look what I am now. It's brought me out stronger. And I've found my intuition as part of that process. But this is about you, Libra. It's listening to yourself more. You know that when you, whatever your crutch is, you know when you go into that black hole of it, that you know that's a trigger, and you know that needs dealing with. What you don't kind of want to deal with is the pain of acknowledging it and processing it and moving it. It's like you want to bury it down, pretend it didn't happen. That's just going to cause it to get bigger and bigger, that baby. It's just going to keep rising up, getting bigger, and be more painful. The more you put it off, the more painful it is. Do it in a way that you are safe. So get a therapist or a counsellor or whatever it is. Go to your doctor or relevant medical professional, or trauma. There must be, if it's some sort of abuse or trauma that happened to you, there are relevant organisations out there. Please, please, please go and get the help that you need to process it. There are PTSD people, organisations out there that can help at least signpost you to somewhere you can get the help to process it in a safe way. Because I think that you're so scared to feel it that I think you just need another person with you to help you on that journey, to give you the tools to heal yourself. You are not a weak person, by the way, for this to be happening to you. You are not a weak person. Oh my God, no. If you've been through this and you're still surviving, oh my God, there is strength in you that you need to give yourself some credit for getting through what it was in the first place, let alone still dealing with the scars of it. You're incredible. You are incredible. Can I have a Sacred Self-Care Oracle card, please? This is not normally attached to it, but I do one for every sign, just so they have something to focus on looking after yourself this week. You have to maintain yourself to get through everything, so take a little bit of time for you, Libra. I know you're always giving to someone else. I know you're always trying to be there for everyone else, but you kind of need to just take the time to heal you right now. So let's give you a bit of self-care to get you on your way. 2 have come out. This seems to be the big thing this week. You have music. So yeah, whether that's you channel music and you find music therapeutic, play music, dance to music, listen to music, it doesn't matter. If it resonates with you, feel it. Feel the music. Feel the music. Oh my God, sometimes I play a song and it's a happy song, but my God, I feel it because it takes me back to a time where I was either happy or sad. It doesn't matter. And I just feel that emotion just for those 3 minutes. And if that song was hard to get through and it hurt, oh my God, I just put on something bouncy and happy afterwards to get through it. But it gave me a moment to process those feelings, to acknowledge those feelings and witness them for even 3 minutes. So yeah, a lot of Bryan Adams songs get me sad but happy in equal measure, and it's a really bittersweet feeling. And if only we could all be loved the way Bryan Adams sings about. Anyway, the other one that's come through, if it's relevant to you and isn't too triggering for you, is sex has come through. Again, this is sex with another person or sex by yourself, because I find sex by myself is amazing. It's just taking time to feel your body, feel comfortable in it, discover it. Allow yourself to feel the sensation. Sometimes you can be scared to feel, like you get to a point where it's like really exciting but kind of scary, because it's like, oh my God, this feels, oh my God, this is too much. Just go with it, just feel it, just experience it. You won't regret it, trust me. Yeah, just have sex, whether it's with someone else or yourself, if it's not too triggering for you, obviously. So yeah, stick some music on and have some sex. Barry White it up, you know. So yeah, that's not Barry White, is it? Anyway, Marvin Gaye, I think. Anyway, stick some music on, have some sex. Even if it's for yourself, just feel sexy in the moment with some music on. So yeah, I hope that helps, Libra. I'm sorry that was such a deep thing. But please, 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 please get the relevant help where appropriate. And advice. Always, always, always get medical advice for anything that is trauma, mental health related. Look after yourself, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now, Libra.